Last season, his return today from a hamstring injury is timely. Steve Lovell last scored against Celtic in his Dundee days, but with 3 in his last 4 games, he might just fancy one today. Gordon Strachan has had his managerial skills tested by McGeady Gate this week. Now he can concentrate on the football. He certainly had to shuffle his pack for this one. John Hughes having a laugh with him there. And Yogi's Falkirk team always want to play attractive football, and that usually leads to very open encounters with Celtic. The man in charge today is Eddie Smith. Celtic have toiled a little lately, just 1 point out of 6. Unlike them, really, they were beaten at Hibs and then held by Hearts. Falkirk did put together a 6-match unbeaten run recently, but it's not been so good for them lately either, just 1 point out of 12. The rain has held off for the time being, but it is very windy as Celtic prepare to kick us off, targeting another title. That's what they do, champions in the last 3 seasons and eager to make it 4 in a row. Falkirk finished 7th in each of the last 2 seasons, breaking into the top 6, the next step for them, the next challenge, but it's likely to prove a considerable challenge, and first of all they have to move away from the bottom. Chris Mitchell replacing Gerard Affiers, who was injured in training. Glenn Lovens and Darren O'Dea at the heart of Celtic's defence today. Hinkle in towards Scott MacDonald. Lee Bullen standing strong. Lesnick's kick not the best.
Well, interesting right away that both Naylor and Lovens playing long balls up into those channels just like that one, trying to get Falkirk back towards their own goal as much as possible in the early stages.
Georgios Samaras scored twice when Celtic beat Falkirk 3-0 in Glasgow early season. Stephen McManus opened the scoring that day with a rather controversial goal, went in off his arm.
Also interesting on the Falkirk side, Barrett just staying up there alongside Lovell.
Here's Hinkle, it might open up early on for Celtic. Lesnick called into action, Hinkle has another go, and Bullen able to block it.
It's a very quick start from Celtic, a neat ball in there, good work down the right hand side, cut back in. It's a decent save, I think Lesnick saw it late.
Nakamura going short to Brown. Nakamura whips it in again, and there are going to be some swirling deliveries in the wind, which won't make it easy for keepers or defenders.
Yeah, it looks like it might be a busy afternoon. You can see there, he did see it late, the goalkeeper, so did well.
McDonald, who provided Lesnick with an early test. And Hinkle, who was heartily involved in that attack as well. That's come to Mizuno. 3 times on as a sub for Celtic, his first start. He's released Naylor, who sees his cross cleared by Darren Barr. But a very positive start this from Celtic.
Yeah, very good play down the left-hand side from Mizuno. Held the ball up really well, and Naylor had continued his run.
Lee Naylor out of favour lately. Caldwell found his opposing captain today, Barr. Mitchell.
Well, with the weather conditions, it is a no messing sort of day. You can see that straight away from Celtic getting the ball forward, and it's going to be difficult for Lovell up front on his own to try and hold the ball up for Falkirk. No real physical presence there. It's a big job for him to do today.
Arfield colliding with Naylor, and Falkirk have got the throw. Barrett took it quickly. Arfield making very good progress. One of the best young players in Scotland, Scott Arfield. There's a slightly older guy, Lee Bullen, given away to Samaras. Brown. Hinkle returns it to Brown. McDonald involved. Hinkle. Neil McCann briefly intervening. Scott McDonald holding it up. Brown for Nakamura. Celtic keep it going. Caldwell. And Caldwell in towards McDonald. And the flag is up for offside.
Well, it went up, and it went up late. McDonald, you can see there, without doubt, at least a yard, but the linesman doesn't put it up straight away, and then it goes up at the end there as Alejnik comes up, comes out to face him. Just some big gaps forming in that Falkirk defence.
Falkirk's easy on the eye style has often matched Celtic, but they haven't backed that up with the results. Celtic have won 9 of the 10 SPL meetings between the teams. Falkirk's solitary success came here a couple of seasons ago when Stephen Thompson scored the only goal of the game. After a difficult week for Gordon Strachan, 3 points would do very nicely heading into the Old Firm showdown. Mizuno. It's a fair run from Mizuno. Nakamura. Brown. Not quite sure what the plan was from Samaras then. Not sure he knew either. Barrett chasing this. Darren O'Dea comes across. Lovell has done well to secure a corner.
Well, that was very well done from Steve Lovell, chasing that one down and getting his team out, more importantly, winning the corner.
Unsurprisingly, the Celtic fans in that corner not giving Neil McCann much of a welcome down there. McCann's corner, Borrens. That's a fair bit of it. Hinkle launching it. Nakamura. Darren Barr stepping in.
You can see that Falkirk are trying to get players forward, primarily Arfield from that central position, but Barrett, for the main part, has tried to stay up close to him. That is a positive approach from John Hughes' side.
Lovell now for McCann. Lovens for Naylor. Riera gives it to Mitchell. Arfield. Celtic have won their last 4 encounters with Falkirk, and not only that, they've scored an average of 3 goals a game in the process. But it's kind of a makeshift Celtic team today. And Falkirk, like any other SPL side, right up for it when the Old Firm come to town, especially when it's the defending champions.
Yeah, it's not your average Celtic side this afternoon. You still have enough quality about them here today to get all 3 points. But It's not going to be easy.
Another throw for Naylor, who generally hasn't been able to shift Mark Wilson from the left-back position recently. Wilson, though, left on the bench for this one. Naylor. Mizuno, snuffed out by Riera. It's not gone out, has now.
I'm sure Gordon Strachan will be happy with the Mizuno-Naylor partnership down the left-hand side already in this match. It's working well.
Naylor picks out Gary Caldwell. Hinkle. Donald returns it to the German. Caldwell. OD. Caldwell. There's some room in front of him, so why not? That's why not.
That's not his best. He's just sitting in that area, Caldwell, between Arfield and Riera, trying to do two jobs because they are outnumbered in there.
John Hughes spent a couple of years as a Celtic player in the mid-90s when he moved from Falkirk to Celtic. Arfield, Mitchell, Mizuno closes in, Bullen rescues it. For the second time in the game, not a great kick from Olejnik, but he's got away with it. Holden, Lovell, and it did come off McCann. Borich's kick, assisted by the wind a little. Holden, who broke his leg against Celtic at the start of the year. Arfield. And OD beats Barrett to it. Bullen. Caldwell on a collision course with Riera.
It can get congested in there at times. You can expect a few tackles like that.
Mitchell. Bullen. Boric coming to claim it, just ahead of McCann.
That's going to be important for Falkirk when the ball does get played up to level. McCann has to try and get close to him.
Samaras, Brown. Jackie McNamara having to sit this one out against the club he served for a decade. Still suspended after a horror tackle recently that was most out of character.
Yeah, it certainly was, and he is a player that will be missed by Falkirk. One of their better players this season.
Lovens kept his eye on that. Barrett charging in. And Holden just clipped by Samaras.
Well, the wind is making it difficult, and the players have to decide when it's on to play the long ball and just get the team up, and then when it's best to play football in the midfield area. Certainly can't afford to take any chances. Could get done on the counter-attack. Both sides capable of that.
Hinkle clearing that, helped on its way by Caldwell. Mizuno. Samaras seemed to stop going for that.
Yeah, he just put the brakes on there. He may have had a chance of getting there.
Brown. Naylor. Mizuno outside of him. And that's trickled out for a Falkirk throw. Mitchell.
Good. Well done, Max.
Cannons off Mizuno. Arfield. Caldwell. It's aimed towards Samaras. Mizuno. He's had a look up. Scott McDonald's in there. Scott Brown is arriving as well. Lovens. And there was a late challenge by Holden on Brown. Free kick for Celtic.
Well, this will be a test. The ball coming in the box for the Falkirk defence. Not easy today. Certainly not easy when it's a player like Nakamura on the ball. Just a way to flight one in. It'll certainly be close to the goalkeeper, this one.
Luvens and OD are in there. Nakamura, and it was actually Scott McDonald who helped it on, one of the smaller guys. Flags up for offside. Celtic haven't gone 3 games without a win since March 2007, when that winless run included a defeat here at Falkirk.
And the one positive thing is that this season Gordon Strachan hasn't been frightened to change his team around a bit. And that means that there are players that have had to come in today that have had some football, Lovens and Naylor.
McDonald took it neatly, but Darren Barr blocked his route. Scott Brown moves away from Burton O'Brien. Darren Barr and Scott McDonald both went for it. Free kick, Falkirk.
Well, there's a problem developing for Celtic, and trying to get the ball into the two strikers is proving very, very difficult. Riera's just sitting in front of them, making sure it's difficult to get the ball into the feet of the Celtic duo. Certainly under the conditions as well. It's not making it easy.
Lovens will deal with this. Holden needs help from Barr. Riera. Barrett. O'Brien. And again. Here's Riera. Falkirk spraying some passes around. They like to do that. Mitchell. Bullen. Lovell. Caldwell. Here's Mitchell though. Riera takes over. Graham Barrett, confronted by Lee Naylor.
It's a good little spell from Falkirk, working the ball from left out to the right hand side. Very comfortable in possession.
Mitchell. Hinkle pipping McCann to it. Graham Barrett chasing, and he's cleverly got a corner off OD.
Again, it's good work This time from Barrett, chasing it down, making it difficult for the Celtic defence.
Corner kicks nasty for keepers and defenders on such a windy day. It's held up though nicely for Barrett, having said that, from Mitchell's corner. Riera. Holden. It's a throw off Hinkle. O'Brien. McCann. O'Brien offside. Holden had strayed. Not too many glimpses of goal in the opening 20 minutes. John Hughes coming up to 6 years in charge of Falkirk now. .50-50 as far as possession goes. McDonald. Caldwell. Naylor. Brown. Naylor trapped by Barrett, and Naylor slipped.
Well, he was unlucky. Naylor prepared to go down that left-hand side and try and whip crosses in.
Naylor's last start was against Manchester United back in October. Lovell. O'Brien. Holden. Scott Brown in the way, as he often is. Releasing Naylor. Naylor whips it in, and Darren Barr having to deal with it because McDonald was lurking, as you might expect. McCann, caught by Caldwell.
Well, that's twice now that Naylor's managed to get down the left-hand side and play a ball in that the Falkirk defence have just about managed to deal with. But because they are playing a little bit narrower, the home side, it means that the Celtic fullbacks can get on it and can get down into wide positions. We'll just have to watch out for that.
Bullen decides to give it to Mitchell. Mizuno lost out to Arfield. Cleared by Lovens.
Well, it was Mizuno that made the mistake there. I just thought if Arfield had been a little bit more decisive about what he wanted to do in possession. It was neither a shot or a cross really in the end.
Nakamura, Lovens, Hinkle, getting an extended run in the side now. McDonald, he's held it up and left it for Samaras.
Well, this is what happens when Celtic manage to get it into the strikers. Good play from Scott McDonald, holding it up. Samaras had gone a little bit deeper. Backed up his partner but couldn't get the shot on target.
Handball by Graham Barrett. It was blindside of Eddie Smith, but his assistant referee flagged. Offside. not quite taken off as a game yet, even allowing for the tricky conditions.
Well, it's more like a tactical battle at the moment.
Harfield. Scott Brown wrestling control back for Celtic. Scott McDonald now up against Lee Bullen, and Bullen is held in back, and Eddie Smith gives the free kick. I think Lee Bullen will be summoned. He's trying to walk away.
Yeah, well, the majority of Celtic's threats coming down this left-hand side, and quite clearly Bullen pulls the shirt of McDonald. Just enough to drag the striker down.
It is going to be a yellow card for Lee Bullen. The rain is really starting to pummel down now at the Falkirk Stadium, just to go with the strong winds. It's always like this in Falkirk, it seems. Nakamura whips it in. Not much ado about nothing. Goal kick, despite Gary Caldwell's claims for more.
Yeah, Nakamura unhappy with his delivery. Certainly wasn't the best. Just clips the wall, changes direction of the ball. But you expect better from Nakamura.
Six 0 to Celtic as far as attempts on goal are concerned. Only a couple on target though, and Falkirk yet to ask questions of Boritz and co. Samaras rising with Mitchell, having to hurdle the advertising boards as well. It's come off Barrett. Caldwell, Naylor. McDonald certainly not giving it up. He'll lead the throw for Lee Naylor though. The Celtic look for a breakthrough and look to restore a 4-point lead at the top. Naylor going longish then. Olesnik came to the front of the queue. Queue that Louvens was also in. Darren O'Dea. Bullen left it.
Well, we did talk before the match about the fact that Celtic's defence was a new one. Not played together, but as yet Falkirk have not really put them under any sort of pressure at all.
McCann. Louvens stumbled but recovered in the nick of time. Nakamura. Samaras. Hit his hand. Just in case the officials didn't notice, a few thousand Falkirk fans shouted for their benefit. Gordon Strachan seeing the funny side. Mizuno, Caldwell, Naylor. Graham Barrett holding Celtic up, but only temporarily perhaps. Scott Brown. McDonald. Booted away by Riera. Quiet afternoon so far for Celtic's number one. Missed by Samaras and Bullen, straight through to Olesnik. Tomorrow night from the Barclays Premier League, we've got Everton against Chelsea for you from 7 o'clock on Setanta Sports 1. And a week tomorrow, it's Manchester United against Middlesbrough. Falkirk's free kick. Neil McCann returns it to Dean Holden. Caldwell challenging Burton O'Brien. Holden pounces on it though, now Riera. This is Arfield! And Scott Brown took a whack on the head as he made a crucial contribution to the Celtic cause again. Samaras is offside.
He's back on his feet. You can see with half an hour gone, Celtic finding it pretty tricky in that midfield area to make chances, and that's one thing that we know that with both Maloney and Nagidi out, that's where it's going to be difficult for them. A little bit of imagination's gone from that side. It's also the ability as well to get on the ball in the midfield area and really drive at a defence with pace and also some trickery. There's no one really there that can do it. Mizuno and Nakamura don't have that kind of pace.
Caldwell. Mitchell's header, helped on by Barrett. Straight up in the air from OD. Fared rather better second time around. Arfield. Will trickle through, will it? No. OD decided to do with it. Arfield now. Lovell goes for it. Can he force it in? OD just managed to clear it off the line. Steve Lovell so close to giving Falkirk the lead. But hang on, because here's Riera. O'Brien. Gary Caldwell for the challenge that time. New challengers lunging in now, which are going to result in a Celtic free kick.
Well, that was going to be, I have to say, the best we've seen in this game so far. Lovely ball through there from Arfield, who's going to be the most dangerous for Celtic today. He's got the vision. It's nearly a great finish, but look at that for defending OD. Right back there on the line. Keeper beaten, but he wasn't. That's certainly a threat for Celtic. Arfield picking the ball up in areas just off the back four. If he can get his head up, he can certainly pick a pass. It was a great run from Lovell.
Naylor. McDonald for Caldwell. Samaras. Lee Bullen and Olesnik hesitant. Robin Olesnik, young Austrian who spent a few of his teenage years at Aston Villa before moving to Scotland. And he does have a Bit of an Austrian Brummie accent, if there is such a thing. Arfield. Lovell lurking. Mervyn's in control. Holden stretching for that. This is Darren Barr. Gets a throw off Samaras. Falkirk probably rather relieved that Aidan McGeady isn't involved today. He scored a hat-trick against them a year ago this month. Mitchell and Mizuno have quite a race on then. Lee Naylor's throw. O'D loitering at the near post. Naylor made room for the cross. Second time. Flicked away by McCann. Last 10 minutes of the first half, no goals. Not many opportunities. Steve Lovell, though, nearly giving Falkirk the lead. Just not quite enough on it. Hinkle, McDonald, and his header flashes wide.
Well, that was a real chance. Hinkle managed to break down that right-hand side. Eventually came to McDonald, but Hinkle with all the time in the world to pick his pass. It's a difficult one for the striker to take. There was a chance for him though. And the goals have dried up slightly. He just needs one more to get him started again.
Well, he does have a remarkable record against Falkirk, Scott McDonald. He's scored in his last 6 games against them, for Celtic and for Motherwell. So don't rule one out today. Arfield. It's going to run away from Barrett. John Hughes brought Falkirk into the top flight. They won promotion twice actually, but first time around their old Brockville ground wasn't up to standard. Wasn't up to any sort of standard. But they've been a worthy addition to the SPL.
You can see there just clips McDonald. Trying to get close in the midfield area as much as possible.
Naylor's free kick, pretty poor. Duly dealt with by Bullen. Back in Scotland after 3 years with Sheffield Wednesday, where he became a bit of a cult figure. Very popular player. Naylor tries another long throw. Nakamura hooks it back in. McDonald trying to tee up Samaras.
Yeah, the Falkirk defence doing a good job of just getting their bodies in the way at the moment. And Celtic finding it hard to get good delivery in there.
Scott Brown trying to shake off McCann. Caldwell. Hinkle. It's another forceful run from Hinkle. McDonald pokes it wide.
Well, these are the players that can be effective for Celtic, the full-backs. It's a great run from Hinkle. A lovely ball as well, it's a slight touch before it arrives at McDonald. Just there. I still think he should do better with that finish.
7 games without a goal for McDonald now. But he loves having Falkirk in his sights.
And we know that chances will come his way, and if he misses them, he'll keep coming back for more. That's for sure.
6 goals so far this season for Scott McDonald. He had 16 at this stage last season. Just over 5 minutes of the first half remaining, and this could be an awkward free kick for Falkirk. Nakamura floating it in. Samaras. Arfield. And Barrett get to that first. Lovens strode back into his own half to take control. Darren Barr in front of Scott McDonald. Hinkle, Brown. O'D, whose only previous start this season came in the Co-op Cup. Naylor bothered by Barrett. O'D seeking out McDonald. And he's away from Holden now. Nakamura. That's Darren Barr to contend with. Typical of Nakamura, that. Lee Bullen clears it only as far as Scott Brown. Falkirk keep clearing it. Graham Barrett that time.
Yeah, Celtic now applying the pressure a little bit more. With 5 minutes to go to half-time.
Mizuno. He's found Gary Caldwell.
Just so many bodies back there for Falkirk, Ian, that it's making it so difficult. Even if Celtic have good possession around the box, they're trying to thread a pass through.
Nakamura just caught Holden.
Nakamura just leaves his foot in there and catches Holden.
Riera, the former captain of Barcelona's B team. Burton O'Brien advancing. Cannoned off Caldwell. Came to Hinkle. McDonald having a quick look to see who's where. Held up anyway by Darren Barr's presence. McCann. No one in the middle. Barrett was pointing to where he wanted it, but it certainly wasn't there. Mitchell. It's way over the head of O'Brien.
That has been a problem for Falkirk in this first half, even when they've got into good areas. The choice of passes has not been there. And Gordon Strachan's side haven't really been under too much pressure, just that one chance from Steve Lovell that O'D had to get back over the line for. But apart from that, it's been pretty much comfortable stuff for the visitors.
Mizuno, mugged by Riera. Arfield, now McCann. He's just overrun it, has he? No, he rode the challenge from Hinkle. Oh, it's offside against Steve Lovell.
It's a good driving run from McCann, but Lovell's got to be looking along the line there. He's got caught a yard offside. It's poor play.
Falkirk without the imposing presence of Michael Higdon today. He's got flu. Samaras on for McDonald, who returns the compliment. Samaras! Big save from Olesnik. Samaras really should have been slipping Celtic in front. Big chance at the end of the half. And now it's going to be a free kick for Barrett.
And how often do we see Celtic scoring goals at vital times? And this should have been yet another one. Great play from the striking duo. Lovely flick on there from Samras. He goes again, gets the 1-2 off McDonald, and then he just doesn't finish it. Doesn't deal with the ball, it's under his feet. It's on his left-hand side. But credit to the goalkeeper. He stayed big, it was a good save.
Bullen launches that towards Lovell, and Neil McCann nearly. Boritz having to see some action as Samaras chases this. Darren Barr's going to poke it away.
Two great chances in the last 2 minutes.
Nearly but not quite as the half wore on for Falkirk. Neil McCann almost sneaking in. Darren O'Dea had to clear Steve Lovell's effort off the line. One of few assaults on Celtic's goal from Falkirk. And Samaras nearly putting the champions in front on the stroke of half-time, but Alesnik in his way. Neil McCann almost lifting Falkirk's spirits considerably. One or two moments in this match, but at half-time at the...
Doing okay. I don't think they've been tested enough yet by Falkirk. Arfield's got forward, Barra's got forward to support Lovell, but I'm sure John Hughes will be saying, look, get the ball up there, keep the ball better, and let's put those two centre-halves under more pressure.
Goalless so far. Here comes the second half. Back to Scott, back to Ian.
Cheers, Rob, and it will be Falkirk to start the second half, and they'll be looking for a significant improvement on the first. Celtic need to find a way to goal if they are to go into Saturday's Old Firm clash with a 4-point lead. Falkirk out of form lately, and one of 4 teams on the same number of points at the bottom of the SPL. Celtic, of course, only concerned with the top of the table. That's where they sit at the moment. Scott Brown runs into Lee Bullen. Riera. Barged over by Brown. Here's McDonald, who had a couple of chances in the first half and some neat touches too. It's got rather bogged down though, and Darren Barr is able to scoop it away. Mizuno sent it across though. Holden having to screen it. It's a corner for Celtic.
Celtic have started as brightly as they did in the first half. Good ball in there to the front post area, and I just think that Celtic striker Samaras should show more determination to get to that front post area.
An early opportunity in this second half for Celtic. Shinsky Nakamura's corner. Samaras helping it on. Naylor returns it. Samaras.
I don't know why he doesn't just hit it there. He did the hard bit, he set himself up. Lovely little flick. Just see her, yeah. If he just hits it at that point, he's got a chance, but it was one touch too many. Bullen was trying to close him down. It has been so congested in there for the Celtic strikers that when they get a yard, they should take it.
Lesnick quick to offer an apology. Scott McDonald closing in, forcing the Austrian keeper to send the ball straight out. Scott Brown, Nakamura, Hinkle. Darren Barr's header.
I think the first 15-20 minutes of the second half is a vital period for the home side.
McDonald. Samaras! Just like Celtic that. A goal at the start of the second half. And it comes from Georgios Samaras. And it comes as a relief to the Celtic fans.
Well, may have put hex on Falkirk there by saying that this is such a vital period, and it is, but it's great play from Scott McDonald. So much vision and quality in possession here. Hooks it round, Samaras in the perfect area. He escapes Bullen, but it's the quality of the ball. Nothing really for Samaras to do but put his head on it. He was never missing from there. A great start to the second half for Celtic.
A 12th goal of the season for Samaras, who scored 2 of those goals against Falkirk at Celtic Park in August. And that could be a crushing blow so early in this second half for Falkirk. And half the Celtics go and score 2 quick goals. The home side will have to be wary.
Well, it's been Falkirk's Achilles heel of late. They have scored goals in games, they just can't keep clean sheets. And that's been a major problem, and it's proving that again today. I think if they've been able to frustrate Celtic in the second half, and Gordon Strachan had to make changes, I feel this is the weakest bench that Celtic have today in terms of changing matches. And that may have caused them problems, but right now, they're cruising again.
Barrett. He's going to get a free kick.
Such a difficult scenario for the home side to come out for the second half. They were improving towards the end of the first half and hoping for a good start to this. It's the worst possible.
Neil McCann floats in a good one. Not easy for Boritz. Celtic though on the breakaway now with Samaras, who linked up superbly with McDonald for the goal. The front two hunting as a pair, and McDonald sent it over on a plate really.
Well, it was the second time in this match that the two have linked up very, very well. Towards the end of the first half, Samaras had a great chance. Couldn't take that one, but McDonald put it on a plate for him. There was no missing his second chance.
And Samaras had that chance at the end of the first half to put Celtic in front. He's made amends. Hinkle. McDonald.
He's doing really well, the Celtic striker, McDonald. He's offering himself up all the time. As Gordon Strachan gives a little bit of tactics to the back four.
Hinkle. McDonald, who is having a good game. Nakamura. Hinkle, challenged by McCann, who protests when he got the ball. He might have got some of the man as well.
Oh yeah, he takes Hinkle's left ankle and then the ball. I think that's why Celtic get the free kick, and it's Nakamura again in possession with that left foot.
Celtic looking for a quick second goal. Two quick goals for Celtic would be a familiar scenario. Eddie Smith just having to have a word or two. False run at first from Nakamura. Burton O'Brien puts it away.
Yeah, you're just trying to play one of those balls that just need the slightest of touches.
Falkirk getting a free kick now. A serious setback for John Hughes. That goal from Samaras. Celtic can certainly do with collecting 3 points here. Their next 3 matches are testing affairs, away to Rangers and Aberdeen and home to Dundee United. Tiny move this from Falkirk though. Mitchell's cross. Lovell's header drops harmlessly.
Yeah, it was good play, but it's more difficult for Lovell to get on the ball in situations like Scott McDonald and Samaras are getting into. It certainly helps the 2 Celtic strikers that they're closer together and they can work as a team.
Mizuno finds his fellow countryman. It is Nakamura. He was certainly threatening, but perhaps trying to do too much. Nakamura, Hinkle, Mizuno, Naylor, and Mitchell has to send it behind for a corner as Celtic turn the screw.
Yeah, they're putting the pressure on. Good passing from both sides really, but primarily from Celtic. Definitely had a little lift from that goal and realise now that a second at this stage may allow them to be a bit more comfortable in this match.
Koki Mizuno given a warm greeting by the Celtic fans behind the goal as he went across to take this. Mitchell though at the near post. Nakamura gives it back to Mizuno. Mizuno in towards Lovens, who stepped in fact there were 2 Celtic players down. All fall down. Lovens came rushing in.
Well, this didn't look good because you can see there, it's a terrible head clash.
The centre-halves have taken each other out.
Certainly not what Gordon Strachan wants to see at this point in time, with the injury problems that he's already got.
Darren O'Dea is first up. Doesn't look too clever for Lovens.
It looked to me initially that O'Dea would have come off the worst, but judging by the pictures, it hasn't been the case. It's never great to see these. It's unusual for 2 players from the same team to get it.
Gary Caldwell could drop back into the defence if need be, of course. Lovens looking a little better now. No Stephen McManus for Celtic today after he suffered a knock on his knee. The Dutchman seems all right. After colliding with his own man. His central defensive partner today, Darren O'Dea. The Doc seems happy, and Lovens will return. They're both back on, and we can resume. Glanced on by Lovell, hooked away by Hinkle. Darren Barr scooping that into touch. Lovens. McDonald. Scott Brown into the path of Lee Naylor, making a rare start of late. Nakamura has Mizuno close by. Arfield. Scott Brown snuffed that out. Falkirk seeking a reply to Georgios Samaras's goal. A couple of minutes into the second half. VAR. Holden. O'Brien. Shadowed by Caldwell. O'Brien. Forced to go back to Darren Barr. Lee Bullen. Riera. Arfield. In call for McDonald, who turned away from Barr, and was then tripped by Riera, and it's just a warning, I think, for Anel Riera.
Again, Scott McDonald offering himself up. Riera coming in late.
OD sends it in the direction of Samaras. Hacked away by Holden. Neil McCann, who could easily have put Falkirk in front just before half-time. Likewise Samaras for Celtic, but he did put Celtic in front just after half-time. Naylor. Brown. Mizuno. Into the last half hour. Caldwell. It stayed in. Mizuno for Samaras! And perhaps he should have scored again.
Falkirk just stopped there. It's a lovely ball over the top. It did look initially like it was going to go out of play, but it didn't. There weren't enough bodies in there for Falkirk, and Samaras arrived late. And I think he should have scored that. A great chance for him.
Falkirk fooled by the blustery conditions. Arfield, O'Brien, McCann, Riera now for Holden. This is a bit better from Falkirk, but Holden's cross wasn't.
That is starting to sum up the way that Falkirk are going forward. They're getting into the last third, but then the ability to service the strikers just isn't there. Poor delivery.
Menacing run from Scott McDonald. Straight at Lesnick though.
It's either a bad final ball from Falkirk players in that area, or they're trying to play that World Cup pass, which is what Terry Butcher was saying at half-time. It's going to be important now in the next 15-20 minutes that they start creating some chances and put Celtic under pressure.
Hinkle presented it to Barrett, now Burton O'Brien. Neil McCann, Dean Holden, Riera, O'Brien for Holden. It's cleared Barrett and others, and Mizuno's clearance comes off Mitchell for a goal kick. The season of goodwill to all men? I don't think so. Rangers against Celtic, Saturday from 11:30 on Setanta Sports 1. A huge day at Ibrox. O'Brien's error. Nakamura for Caldwell. McDonald returned it to Caldwell. Arfield. Darren Barr. Barrett. Lovell. Neil McCann. Steered away by Naylor. Brown finds Nakamura. McDonald. Nice try. Just went behind Caldwell. O'Brien.
Again, it's a poor pass from O'Brien. It gives possession back to Celtic. They're looking very comfortable at the moment. Boric's hardly anything to do in this match.
Samaras lost it. McCann. Was there a nudge from Lovell on Lovens? Lovens felt so, but Eddie Smith did not. Didn't seem to be too much in it. Terrible throw from McCann. Andreas Hinkle now started the last 14 games and is seemingly settled now in that right back slot.
I think it's at this point, 65 minutes, that managers tend to look for something a bit different if it's not going to plan, and I would have suggested for John Hughes, Brian Rice, it's about that moment for them.
McCann. Tidy tackle from Nakamura. Falkirk on the back foot. Scott McDonald chasing everything. Naylor. McDonald. Arfield steps in. Falkirk progressing. It's Burton O'Brien. Gary Caldwell brings his run to an end and Darren O'Dea steps out. Nakamura. Mizuno chasing this. Got to it as well. Mizuno looking very much like Nakamura. McDonald! And it's an easy save really for Lesnick.
He's had a good match, hasn't he, Mizuno? Made things difficult for Falkirk, and he just twists and turns. Good final pass as well. Difficult chance for McDonald, but he does well to get it on target.
He's learned a few tricks from Nakamura. Fuki Mizuno. Barrett. McCann. Trying to charge his way through McCann. Hanging on grimly. Missed the last 5 matches with a hamstring tweak. O'Brien. Holden. It's run away from Samaras. Bullen. Riera. Lovell rising with OD. OD strong. First onto the scene a couple of years ago. Darren OD hasn't been so involved in the 2 seasons since then. Scott Brown. Busy. Mizuno. It's been a highly promising first start for Mizuno. Here's Nakamura. Now Naylor takes it up on Celtic's behalf and will settle for a corner off Chris Mitchell.
Well, I think Mizuno's certainly worth a run on that left-hand side for Celtic. He's done nothing wrong today.
Celtic without some key players for various reasons today, but they have a slender lead at the Falkirk Stadium. Nakamura's turn to take this corner. Nakamura in, and Gary Caldwell close. It's going to be another corner.
Yeah, almost arrived at Caldwell.
Celtic streaking ahead on corners. Could do with the second goal though to give them some breathing space. Nakamura tries again. It's evaded everyone. Always looked like it would. Arfield. Mitchell. Up towards Lovell. Leuven's in command. Caldwell for Naylor. Samaras rising. Nobody ahead of him though, and Holden can mop up. We're into the last 20 minutes. Lovell chasing, turned away by Naylor. Nakamura. McDonald, tigerish today. And most days, he would say.
Yeah, Mizuno's now just come over to the right-hand side and swap places with Nakamura for a while. Try his luck down that channel. But Falkirk certainly need to be a little bit more incisive with their attacks. At times they are over-elaborating. One pass too many. They can't afford that. The clock is ticking.
Mark Stewart is going to come on for Falkirk. Search for invention. And Carl Finnegan as well. Here's Barrett. Nakamura. Able to dig it out. He's gone back in for more and he still can't clear it. Arfield. Hammered away by Leuven. Mizuno. Samaras is calling for it. Here he is. Samaras trying to find the bottom corner.
Mizuno just apologising for that pass. He was a little bit behind Samaras. He did go for it anyway.
OD. We'll hook that away, so it is going to be a double change from Falkirk as John Hughes looks to pep things up. Barrett is going to be one of the players making way. Riera is the other. Mark Stewart, Carl Finnegan about to join us. Celtic bursting away now after O'Brien lost it. Scott Brown for Scott McDonald. High into the sky from Bullen. McDonald. Hinkle. O'D. McCann. Riera now for Mitchell. Falkirk still waiting to make those changes. And Mitchell's error has let Samaras in. Can Celtic finish off Falkirk? Georgios Samaras taking on Bullen. Bullen did enough.
Falkirk certainly can't afford to be slack with their passing in that defensive area. Just inviting Celtic onto them now.
Carl Finnegan and Mark Stewart then about to make their entrance in place of Arnau Riera and also Graham Barrett. Finnegan in particular has waited a while for this day, laid low by a mystery virus all season. Prolific scorer for Newcastle's reserves. Ten goals for Falkirk to his name as well. Scott Brown still chasing it. Forlorn chase for Finnegan. Nobody really making themselves available for Hinkle until McDonald came across. Finnegan, Arfield, Nakamura, Naylor. Quarter of an hour remaining. Scott McDonald. Hinkle. Mizuno out wide. Hinkle in, and Olesnik will comfortably claim that and roll it out to Chris Mitchell. Mitchell. Lovell. And Mark Stewart! Off the post! That would have been a remarkable introduction for a man who's just come on. Scott Brown's been taken out in the meantime, which is going to result in a yellow card.
I was saying that Falkirk had to be more incisive. Well, don't get any more incisive than that. Maybe just an inch or two to the left. It's a great strike. He's just on the park.
So close. Scott Brown has got a free kick, and the man who hacked him down, Chris Mitchell, has got a yellow card.
Yeah, he's very late there.
We'll have a crude challenge. Nobody quite sure where the ball was going to land in the wind. Samaras. Mizuno. Caldwell. Mizuno. Hinkle. Hinkle makes room for the cross. May need a second go at it, may need some help. Chris Mitchell joining Lee Bullen in the book for that tackle on Brown. Samaras should carry to the corner. It does.
Well, it's proving to be a very difficult game for Celtic to kill off, but that may have been the case even at full strength. The makeshift side done well so far, but they just like that second goal to make sure.
Nakamura's corner. Naylor. Caldwell kicked it in and skipping away now. Caldwell's cross taken by Lesnick. Eric Caldwell turning into a left winger then. Jay can play just about anywhere. Mark Stewart ran into Hinkle. Stewart firing in a warning shot to Celtic just after coming on, hitting the post. O'Brien, McCann, Mark Stewart, and Arfield nearly. Caldwell was guarding the edge of his own box. No surprise there. Just over 10 minutes to go, and it's more uncomfortable perhaps than it should be really for Gordon Strachan.
He was asking before the game for the players to be able to handle the conditions, and I think that has been the case. Mizuno, Nakamura have had some really great touches today despite the conditions. There's also been some good football from John Hughes' side.
Darren Barr for Dean Holden. Nakamura, Caldwell, Hinkle. McCann has taken it off the toes of Hinkle. And Lovell. Burton O'Brien, it came off Scott Brown, and Lee Naylor had to whack it away for a corner.
It's a good move. It's great play from Lovell here. Nice touch, holding the ball up. Got a little bit unlucky there. Falkirk, the ball could have gone anywhere.
Mitchell's corner. Caldwell won it. Burton O'Brien and Scott Brown certainly felt the force of that. Just him to get in the way, mind you. Caldwell. It's a little too near Lesnick. Nakamura had advanced.
Well, sometimes it's not just going for you as a striker, you're not banging the goals in. It's important that you keep your all-round play up to a certain level, and that's certainly the case today with Scott McDonald. He's been all over the place, working so hard for the side.
Lovell. It's Finnegan. Failing to make the most of it. Oh, it's chasing that for some reason.
And again, it's that final decision from Falkirk players, getting themselves into good areas. It's really important against either side of the Old Firm that you make the most of those opportunities.
Lovell. Stewart rising. And Dean Holden straight at Hinkle. And Falkirk could be a little stretched. Nakamura unable to pick out Samaras though. Scott Arfield minding the shot. Here he is again. Finnegan. O'Brien. Slammed away by Boritz. Bullen. Tidy. Taran O'D. He's been pretty solid today. Donald knew he was standing offside then. Now he's all right. Caldwell. McDonald. Darren Barr makes the challenge. Changing a laugh with McDonald. He still has time to continue his happy habit of scoring against Falkirk. He's done so in his last 6 games against them. Dundee United next up for Falkirk. It's a testing period for them, offside against Finnegan. Just over 5 minutes remaining. Celtic will be relieved with so many men out today to put this game to bed and look ahead and hopefully have some of those key players back for Saturday at Ibrox.
Still think there'll be 1 or 2 of these players that will have to start in the first 11. They haven't played badly, Celtic. So at times not really made the most of opportunities, but that's been the same for both sides. It's kept it tight.
McDonald. Gordon Strachan having to shuffle his pack today. They've just about come up trumps. Although it does remain a little too close for comfort with just the 1 goal in it. Arfield. Nakamura. McDonald. McDonald across, Lesnick will smother. He could have actually made himself available on the overlap, but McDonald claimed he didn't hear him.
Yeah, I think anytime he gets close to goal, he's going to have a pop at it.
Falkirk looking to rally themselves for a final surge in these last few minutes. O'Brien, Mitchell. After losing at Hibs and drawing with Hearts, this will be a most welcome 3 points for Celtic, especially after Rangers' victory yesterday. Scott Brown chasing.
Yeah, after a difficult week, it's always going to be a tricky fixture, this one. They look to have the points in the bag, but it hasn't been totally comfortable. I'm sure that Falkirk will feel they could have got something out of this game if they'd taken the game a little bit more to Celtic.
McDonald. Naylor. Advantage played. So there is none for Celtic as it turned out. Finnegan. Darren O'Dea allowing Scott Brown to pick up the pieces. And there's going to be a yellow card here for Finnegan. The third Falkirk player to be booked.
Yeah, good for that tackle on Brown. Who again's had a good game, worked very, very hard in that central midfield area. There have been some good performances on both sides.
Not one of Celtic's prettier performances, but it was never likely to be with so many men out and in difficult blustery conditions. They do hang on though, it's the sort of result that can make you champions. To grind out a 1-0 away from home now and again. Not that they've been grinding too much, I guess, today. They just haven't been able to finish off Falkirk. There are going to be 3 minutes for stoppage time. It did go out, despite Mark Stewart's protest. Nakamura. Mizuno, he's through. Koki Mizuno marks his first start with a flying goal. And that has finished off Falkirk. Made in Japan.
Made in Japan and a world-class finish. It really was. So much work to do and he shows great pace here. Well, the ball was a little bit too far ahead of him, but he got a great touch in that one. He gets ahead of Bar, and then he's got so much work to do still to get past the goalkeeper, but calm, very cool, head down, excellent finish, and it rounds off a fantastic performance. And Gordon Strachan delighted that takes care of this match, but Mizuno has played very, very well today.
Well, he looks similar in style to the man who set up the goal for him, Shunsuke Nakamura. Koki Mizuno has certainly made an impression in a position in which Celtic have problems at the moment. Maloney injured, McGeady in the naughty corner. Mizuno has taken his chance today.
Maybe a little less quality, but certainly a little more pace, and not much less quality than Nakamura. Certainly been lively the whole match, Mizuno, and caused Falkirk a lot of problems down that left-hand side.
Celtic are going to take off the man who scored the first goal for them, Georgios Samaras. Killian Sheridan is going to get a couple of minutes. What a massive 3 points for Celtic this. It will restore their 4-point lead at the top. And next up, of course, it's that trip to Ibrox on Saturday lunchtime, and we can't wait for that.
Well, there's no doubt if they had dropped points in this match just before the Old Firm game, it would have made things very difficult next Saturday. Still will be, mind you. Certainly better going in off the back of a win.
Lovens clears. Nakamura. McCann. Finnegan. Scott Brown intervenes. Brown takes command. Mizuno. He was injured at the start of the season. He's waited a while for a day like this. His cross is collected by Alesnik. The time is nearly up. A makeshift look to Celtic today. A lot of players absent, but a hugely important victory for them. And few would deny that they deserve it. Nakamura, and The flag stays down, and Scott McDonald will surely score. Yes, he will. He'll claim that, and he's now scored in his last 7 games against Falkirk, and his performance today deserved a goal, really.
Absolutely. No man on that field deserves a goal more. He's worked very, very hard. Slight questions over offside, but he does so much, and at this point he just blasts it. He waited his time, gets past the goalkeeper neatly, and then takes a touch, settles himself, bang. Great finish. So many would panic in that situation, but not this man. And he's worked so hard the whole game, and he's been a great striker, a target man for his side today. Great work rate and a nice goal to finish.
Some terrific performances from some of Celtic's fringe players today, the likes of O'D at the back and Mizuno. It ends 3-0, all the goals coming in the second half. And a difficult week for Gordon Strachan. Ends in smiles. Samaras put Celtic on their way after missing a great chance at the end of the first half. He scored at the start of the second half. No McGeady, no Maloney, but Celtic have Mizuno, and he made his presence felt and certainly filled a problem position at the moment for Celtic. And Scott McDonald rounded it up with his obligatory goal in the game against Falkirk. Scott McDonald set up his strike partner, who couldn't really miss that. 2 minutes into the second half. Nakamura may be leaving Celtic soon, but Mizuno might turn out to be just as good. And he's here to stay, marking his first start with a goal. And what a goal from Scott McDonald, with a really good performance today. Capped it with his 10th goal in 11 matches against Falkirk, rounding off a perfect result in the end. It finishes Falkirk 0, Celtic 3.
And the live festive football isn't finished. Tomorrow night we're at Goodison for Everton.